Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and I just watched, for the very first time, Remember the Titans. This is a movie that I had always been aware of, I always knew about, and I even always heard was good. But I don't know, maybe it's because I generally don't give a shit about football. I'm just not a football or much of a sports fan. And so, oh, it's a football movie? Alright, I'll pass. Until finally, enough people said, hey, you should definitely check this out. Especially, it's February, and also it's the Super Bowl. It's kind of the perfect movie if I want to fit those two particular criterias. Shockingly, this movie was on Disney Plus. And I say shockingly because I figured when I saw that it was on there, I figured, okay, maybe this was a Fox movie and so Disney just acquired it to put it on here. No! When I start the film, I see the Walt Disney Pictures logo appear. And I'm like, this is a Disney, made movie? And it's rated PG. And then once you get into the subject matter, it's based on a true story. It takes place in 1971 in Virginia, where we were at the height of racial tension and racial war, if you want to call it that, where it just, man, thankfully I wasn't alive. Obviously, there's still a bunch of racial issues that happen today, but back then, woof. Truth be told, I probably wouldn't have been born, given that I'm both black and white, seeing all of the tension going on here. And so in order to try to appease some of the townsfolk, they assign Denzel Washington, who plays Coach Herman Boone. He comes to the high school and he takes over as the coach. This is their way of, the city's way of saying, see, we're making progress, we're making change, even though deep down they don't really care about this dude, they don't really care about wanting to do it. They're probably only going to put him on for like a season and then take him back out. But Denzel is no nonsense. Denzel is just like, we're going to work hard. We're going to prove how fucking awesome I am as a coach and prove how awesome you guys are as a team. And we're going to take this shit serious. He treats this like it's a goddamn military training camp. It's wild. And the main enjoyment that I got, because, well, if you couldn't tell, I really enjoyed Remember the Titans. I did. I liked it a lot. I just loved the hell out of it. But the main thing, because I don't care about football, the main thing was seeing the racial tension, was seeing a lot of, especially at first, the players, right? Seeing the white players who were so used to being catered to, so used to being treated as the stars, so used to just getting everything that they wanted, having to share time and share plays with the other black players. And at first, it's not going well. At first, there's a lot of issues there. And I loved seeing how Coach Boone, Denzel, forced them to interact, forced them to get to know each other, meet each other, learn about each other. And then over time, they started to befriend each other. They started to become a team, a unit, guys that would look out for each other. And that's when I loved it, because you got to see characters be human, right? It's almost like, and it's sad that it's 2023 and you still have to think about stuff like this, but it's sad that seeing a person just be nice to another person because they're a good person, it's almost so rare that when I see it, and when I see that it's a true story, and I see that at least a version of this happened for real, it makes me feel better. It makes me more invested. It makes me appreciate some of the stuff that was happening and going on. Even with the racist characters or the racist white kids who would come over and treat them like shit, or the racist coach that called Denzel's character a monkey, and all of the stuff that I get extra angry, I get extra involved with my emotions and feelings even more so. And so I think that the movie not only did a good job of presenting all of that, but getting the point across, getting my emotions, it also was able to accomplish that. The acting, clearly from Denzel, you're going to get the best acting. Even though Denzel, he is playing a real life guy. And so there's only certain moments, there's only a couple scenes where you see Denzel second guess his coaching. Am I being too harsh on these kids? Am I being too selfish on how I want to go about things? But for the most part, Denzel is no nonsense. He is by the book. You can tell that because of everything going on, and he is so used to being called certain names and being treated a certain way, he doesn't have time to bullshit. He doesn't have time to feel bad about himself or feel bad about the situation. He's so tunnel vision, straightforward. He doesn't let anyone else see him be upset over shit that's being said or kids throwing bricks through his house windows and whatnot. I liked his relationship with the previous coach, who then becomes his assistant coach, played by Will Patton. I like that because Will Patton had that moment of, he was the coach, he was the guy. And a lot of the people in the town was looking at him like, hey man, we got your back. F this dude, get him out of here. And he warmed up. He said, look, I'm going to work with this guy. He's realized firsthand how good of a coach Denzel's character was. And so he it's like the characters who were able to see past race and see past all of that bullshit, I enjoyed them even more. So there's Will Patton. Ryan Hurst played the character of Jerry, or Gary, and he was the head white quarterback, I think, and he was the one that impressed me the most. He obviously initially was like, I don't know how to feel about these black kids, but then he did start to gravitate to him, and especially to the Julius character. They became really close friends. And the moment when he's trying to get his girlfriend, played by Kate Bosworth, he's trying to introduce them and trying to get her to shake his hand and just say hi, and she won't even do that. She's like, ew, no, well, what are we doing here? Why are you forcing me to interact with this black dude? And then when he tries to bring the kid home to hang out with, his mom is like, no, you're not letting that guy here. And it's like, this poor guy, he's getting it from everywhere. His girlfriend, his mom, everyone's making him feel like shit for not wanting to be racist, not wanting to be an asshole. His best friend kicks him to the curb. You know, like it's wild. And also Ryan Hurst, I was looking at him and thinking, where do I know this guy from? Like, have I seen him in anything else? I Google him and I see him present day with the long hair and the full gray beard, and I'm like, oh shit, I've seen him in like 100 things more recently, not realizing that he was young once. So there you go. Julius is played by Wood Harris. I thought he was very good. A young Ryan Gosling. Holy shit. As soon as you see him on screen, there's no mistaking that that's Ryan Gosling. And it's a side role. He got a decent amount to do as far as being another guy that got to bond more with Donald Faison and even forego his spot for him on the team. So that was cool to see. Ethan Suplee, who I know I've seen in a lot of things in the 90s. I mostly think of Boy Meets World. But you forget or don't realize how much shit that dude has been in. Even a role like this, I was like, man, Ethan Suplee, good for you, dude. You were in a lot of fucking movies. Also, Hayden Panettiere. Holy fuck. Hayden Panettiere plays the little girl, the little daughter of Will Patton. And I don't know if I even would have recognized her offhand. I actually was listening to a podcast and this movie got brought up a couple days ago. And somebody mentioned that Hayden Panettiere played the daughter in this movie. So now that I was watching the movie and I see the little girl, I'm like, oh shit, that's her. And then I obviously look it up and confirmed it. Like, that's young. I don't know how old she was here. But she was also so good because she was the daughter that grew up with a football coach as a father. So she was so invested into football. She was all about football. Even when Denzel's daughter wants to play with dolls and Hayden's like, no, I don't want anything to do with this doll shit. Throw me a fucking football, you know? And then whenever there's a game, she's sitting there in the stands and she's getting mad and getting crazy and yelling, that's a bad call, what are you doing, ref? And she's so little that it's the cutest thing you've ever seen. I was floored by how much I enjoyed the film, how much emotionally invested I got into this movie. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad it was recommended to me. I'm glad I took the chance and watched it because, man, for somebody who couldn't care less about football, I was too invested in especially the ending of this movie. So, guys, let me know in the comments below if you too, probably, definitely, you've seen Remember the Titans. Let me know what you thought of it. Do you like it? Do you love it as well? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!